I literally mean it's an experience. She is going to bring it. She is phenomenal. Today, she will be talking with us about discipline. And I know all of us, well, maybe I should just speak for myself. We all can use a little bit of discipline, right? With that said, Dr. Cheryl Wood is an international empowerment speaker. She is an 11 times best-selling author. She is a master speaker development coach for women. She equips women entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset for success. Dr. Wood has trained countless women. Please welcome to the platform, Dr. Cheryl Wood.
Fantastic. So mic check. I'm hoping that I can see everybody in the chat. This is going to be a conversation. This is not a lecture. I am so excited to be here as a part of the SoCal Women's Conference. If you can hear me, if you can feel me, just type that in the chat. I can feel you, Dr. Wood. Come on, y'all. Give me some energy. This is how I work. You got to talk to me. I'm going to talk to you. We're going to have a conversation. I can hear you and feel you. I see you, Jonathan. I see you, Rachel. I see you, Benita and Kimmy and Ricky and Darnisha and whoever else I name I might be jacking up. Charge it to my head, not my heart. And Jasmine. Fantastic. Here's what I want y'all to do. Here's how we're going to open up. Just take a look at your feet. Now, if you're driving, this does not apply. But if you are sitting still, if you are anywhere where you can sit still, look at your feet right now. And I know y'all saying, what is she talking about? Just look at your feet. Come on, follow instructions. Look at your feet. Look at your feet. Here is the commitment that I want you to make. My feet will not be planted in the same place 12 months from today. I don't know if y'all ready. I don't know if you're ready, but I would get ready. My feet will not be planted in the same place they are right now, 12 months from now. Type that in the chat. My feet, I'm going to say it again so you can really get it. My feet will not be planted in the same place now, 12 months from now. What that means is the expectation for every single one of you who are here spending your time as a part of this amazing conference, every single one of you has to have an expectation of greater than what you're doing right now, greater than the lives you're impacting right now, greater than the money that you're making right now, greater than the joy that you have right now, greater than the inner peace that you're experiencing. Everything about what you're going to have in 2021 is going to be an expectation of greater than what you have right now. What does that mean? That means you got to have some discipline to divorce the things that no longer serve you well. I don't know if y'all ready, but I don't know if you know, I've been talking since 8 o'clock this morning. I was booked for 6 keynote presentations today. So I'm already ready. I came ready for you. I came fired up so I could stir up your soul and remind you that you ain't done yet. You just getting started. You just getting started. So I need you, even though 2020 has been a tough year, it's been a challenging year. I need you to have some discipline to say, I'm going to shift my mindset so that everything that I want, all of the dreams I have will manifest for 2021. I need to shift and I need to be disciplined to divorce what no longer serves me well. I need to be disciplined so that I can create some new big goals that scare me, but grow me. Type this in the chat. If it don't scare me, it can't grow me. Woo! Are you understanding what I'm saying? If it don't scare you, how is it going to grow you? So some of the things that's on your list to do for 2021 should scare you. Because if it don't scare you, it means you are playing safe and comfortable. That means you're not stretching, you're not expanding, you're not growing to the next level of elevation that God has destined for you. If it don't scare me, it can't possibly grow me. Now, here's what you need to understand as it relates to everything that you want to manifest, all the good, juicy stuff you all have been talking about all day today, and you're going to talk about even after I'm done this session. Here's what I need you to understand. You can't never withdraw off of something that you haven't first deposited, which means your expectation can never be greater or bigger than your execution. Please type that in the chat, affirm it for yourself, write it down somewhere, put a little note in your purse, put it on your refrigerator, whatever you need to do to remind yourself that your expectation can never be bigger than your execution. So the question for every single one of you here today is, what are you going to do about the dreams that you say you want to manifest? What are you going to do? What are you going to put in? What's the skin in the game that you're going to put in for all the legacy you say you want to create, for the lives you say you want to touch, for the fingerprint that you know you're meant to have in the world? Every single one of you are unique in your own way. Not one single one of you has the same DNA as anybody else here. You might have a similar dream. You might have a similar vision. You might have a comparable mission. You might be in alignment with someone, but trust and believe nobody can do you the way you do you, which means we need you to show up in the world in all of your greatness, in all of your God-given grandeur, in all of your brilliance, your greatness, your uniqueness. We need you to show up. And even in spite of everything that we've experienced in 2020, now is not the time to get quiet. Now is not the time to retreat. Now is not the time to say, oh God, I've lost all hope. I can't keep going. No, now is the time to pull yourself up and say, there are people who need me more than I need me. Let me break that down. Let me explain what I mean by that. See, some of you are in a space where you're struggling with what's happened in 2020. And I, of all people, know because I've had great loss in 2020. Not only did 2 of my husband's family members pass away, my 20-year-old nephew passed away. In 4 days, it will mark the 4-month anniversary of me burying my 20-year-old nephew from a motorcycle accident this year. So trust me when I say I get that this has been the toughest year that most of us have experienced in a really long time. But here's what I know. If I didn't learn anything else, I learned the sense of urgency about me showing up and doing the thing that I know I've been called to do. You see, whenever I wake up and I hear that beautiful sound, do y'all know the sound I'm talking about? The sound of inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. That means I'm living, I'm breathing. My God, thank you. I get another opportunity to do this thing called life. And if I get an opportunity to do this thing called life, I'm going to make it juicy. I'm going to make it worth my while. I'm not going to waste any day or any moment not walking in divine assignment. Can you all type that in the hashtag? For as long as you are living and breathing, as long as you hear that beautiful sound of inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, the thing that my 20-year-old nephew is no longer doing. Inhale, exhale, you are on divine assignment. Please type that in the chat. I am on divine assignment. That means someone somewhere is waiting on what you bring to this world. So your life is not just about you when you're on divine assignment. Your life is bigger than you. It's grander than you. You are sitting on what somebody is waiting on. But when you make your life only about you and what you're experiencing, that's when you shelter yourself and you go to the back of the room quietly and you sit and you leave all the gifts, all the greatness, all the brilliance that's inside of you brewing and trying to get out. You leave it settling right there, simmering. It's literally like a pot of water wanting to boil over, and it's about to boil over, but you turn the heat down so that it doesn't bubble over. Well, what I'm encouraging you is to turn the heat up. Turn the heat up on your dreams. Turn the heat up on that thing that's tapping you on the shoulder. Turn the thing up on the thing that's been the vision that's been downloaded to you, the thing that you know you're meant to execute. Maybe it's writing a book. Maybe it's starting a business. Maybe it's going back to school. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's starting your own charity. Whatever the thing is that gives you greater purpose, that gives you greater fulfillment, the thing that fills you up, where you feel full, and then you get to pour out into others, and then you get full again, and you pour out into others. And the more you pour out into others, the more full you feel. Whatever that thing is, don't you dare go into 2021 not executing it. Life is short. Life is precious. You don't know that you're going to have tomorrow. This thing called legacy. Type that in the please. Legacy, my legacy. Personalize it. My legacy has to start today. You don't get to make the egotistical assumption that you're going to have tomorrow to create legacy, that you're going to have tomorrow to create impact, that you're going to get tomorrow to touch lives. Like, you've got to treat it as though this might be your last day to experience that thing called life and breath. Inhale, exhale. Every day, when I lay my head on my pillow, it is simply a one question that I ask myself. And the question is, Cheryl, did you give all of you? Did you pour out all of you into the world, into someone else? Dr. Miles Monroe says this beautiful beautifully. He says the richest, greatest place on the earth. It's not the oil fields in Iran or Iraq. It's not the diamond fields in South Africa. In fact, the richest, greatest place on the earth is right down the road. It's the cemetery. It is the place where people take all of their untapped potential. The masterpieces that were meant to be painted are never painted. The books that were meant to be written are never written. The stories that are meant to be told are never shared. What is the untapped potential that is tapping you on your shoulder, that wants to come out, that wants to be birthed, that you're still sitting on? And more importantly, who are the lives that are staying stuck and hostage to where they are because you won't show up? Because you allow fear to talk you out of your greatness and your brilliance. Because you assume, oh, well, I might put time and energy and effort into that thing, and maybe I'll fail. Maybe I'll fall flat on my face. Maybe it won't work out. Or maybe you're convincing yourself that you're not good enough. You're not qualified. You're not adequate. You're not worthy. Because, oh, there's so many other people doing the thing that you want to do. And so you decide to retreat and stay in the back of the room. Or maybe fear is telling you, oh my God, well, you might actually be successful. And then what? Maybe the people in your circle will think you've changed and think you are different. Well, I hope you change. I would hope that as you elevate, that you would change, that you would grow, that you would learn new things, that you would become a new person who adds greater value into the world. Why? Because somebody somewhere is waiting on the very thing that you are sitting on. So I'm here today to remind you of your responsibility to take everything you've been given and to make it bigger than you, to pour out into someone else, to make a commitment that you will not take your untapped potential to the grave, that you will literally leave this place empty. Empty. What did you give today? What have you done today to serve someone else? How have you used your God-given gift to help someone else? You see, every single one of you, I need you to understand the weight of this. Every single one of you has something so unique that no one can do it the way that you do. Imagine right now we're in the time frame of the holidays. And imagine that you have someone that you care about and you decide you're going to go out and you're going to shop for them. Now, first of all, you know, shopping is crazy right now. You know, people out here fighting over parking spots. You know, the lines are long, but you choose, you care about this person so much that you choose, you make a definitive decision that you are going to go out and you're going to shop for this person. And you spend hours choosing a gift for this person that really is going to connect with them. Oh, and you look at the gift and you're excited to give it to the person because you're like, oh, she's going to love this or he's going to love this. I picked this specifically for them. And then you take the extra step and you literally go and you get that gift wrapped. And so presentation is everything. And you come to your friend's house and you present that gift and you give that person the gift and the person thanks you and says, wow, this was amazing that you spent this type of time and energy and effort thinking of me in this way. Thank you so much. And shows appreciation initially. And then a year goes by and you come back to that same friend's house. And as you're invited in, you look over on the living room table and you see a box. And the box looks a little familiar. And you get a little bit closer and you inch a little bit closer because you just want to check it out. And finally, it occurs to you that the box that you are seeing that is sitting on that living room table is the very box with the very gift that you went out and spent hours choosing for this person. And then you literally wrapped it to present it to the person. And the person never even had the decency to open and unwrap the gift. How many of you have not opened or unwrapped your gift? It was given to you. No one else. It was given to you. It was crafted specifically for you to use. It was gifted to you in all of its glory. It was wrapped beautifully. You don't have to work hard for it. You know, it's that thing that you do so easily. It's your God-given gift. It's the thing that he downloaded and gave to you and said, here, this is your gift, daughter. Maybe it's baking sweet potato pies. Maybe it's the gift of speaking. Maybe it's writing. Maybe it's crunching numbers. I don't know. What is your gift? And is the gift still wrapped? You see, now is the time to unwrap the gifts. unwrap it, to discover it, to explore it, to figure out, how do I maximize use of this gift? How do I use it and share it with others so that it just keeps giving? That's the thing that's inside of you. And I promise you, it's screaming to get out. It's screaming to be used. It's screaming because no one else can do it the way that you do it. I have a twin sister. My twin sister and I are like this, thick as thieves, as they say. And yet my twin sister and I, even though we were born in the same sack at the same time, my twin sister and I still don't have the same DNA. We are twins, biological twins, 2 minutes apart, and yet her DNA does not match my DNA. We are two distinct individuals with two distinct giftings, with two distinct callings, and therefore we must both show up in the world so that the world gets exactly what it needs from each of us. Every one of you has your own unique DNA with your own unique calling, your own unique gifting that no one can duplicate. They may imitate, but can never duplicate. So I want you to type in the chat. As we move into 2021, I just need you to honor this one thing, that I'm going to be so disciplined that nothing's going to hold me back. I'm going to be disciplined enough to eliminate the distractions that have been holding me back from walking in my brilliance. I'm going to be brilliant enough and bold enough and courageous enough to be disciplined and come to the front of the room and use my voice. And I'm going to be disciplined enough to show up consistently, even when I don't feel like it, because I know that my life is bigger than me. And I'm going to be disciplined enough to keep pressing, even when I get knocked down. I'm going to be disciplined enough to fail quick, but to get up quicker. I'm going to be disciplined enough to press through every fear that I have and not allow fear to hold me hostage to where I don't want to be. I'm going to be disciplined enough to feel the fear and do it anyway. I'm going to be disciplined enough to make sacrifices so that I can play a bigger game. I'm going to be disciplined enough to perhaps turn the TV off so that I can write the book. I'm going to be disciplined enough to invest in me so that I continue to be like a flower, growing and growing and growing. Why? Because I'm a lifelong student. What is it that you're going to do different? I want you to type it in the chat. I want you to type in the chat. What are you going to be disciplined enough to do? What is the thing that's holding you back from you becoming the greatest version of you? Rachel says, I am going to be disciplined enough to show up and make sacrifices. Thank you. Maya says, I'm going to be so disciplined that nothing is going to hold me back. I will be bold enough, disciplined enough to invest in me. Donovan says, I'm going to be so disciplined to show up consistently, keep pressing, not allow fear to hold me hostage, make sacrifices. Shanetta says, starting now, not tomorrow, to complete my workbook. I love it. Make it specific to you. Nikki says, I'm going to be disciplined. Tina says, I'm going to do it anyway, even in the face of the fear. Sandra says, I'm going to be disciplined and I'm going to show up. Bonita says, get up quicker. Yeah, you're going to fail, but you just get up quicker than anybody else. Marnice says, I'm going to be disciplined enough to reinvest my faith in me. I love that. Dee Dee says, I'm going to be disciplined enough to do it even in the face of fear. Thank you for engaging. Jonathan says, I'm going to be disciplined enough to finish the book. Come on, Jonathan. Y'all, give Jonathan some love. Finish the book, Jonathan. You can do it. And that's a big part of you being able to cross the finish line, is surrounding yourself with people who celebrate and accelerate you. People who hold your feet to the fire for accomplishing the thing that you say you're meant to do, you're born to do, you're going to do. If it's writing the book, write the book and stay connected to SoCal so that they can remind you of the promise you made, not to you, but to the world. What's the promise that you made that was bigger than you? That's why we're here. If your life is only about you, is it really living? No, but once it becomes about other people, once it becomes about using what you have to pour into others, that's when your life matters. That's when everything that you've been through matters. So I want you to type in the chat, I'm not holding anything back for 2021. Come on. I'm going to sip on my tea. I've been talking since 8 o'clock this morning. So I want to keep my voice. So hang on. I ain't holding nothing back for 2021. 2021 had better watch out, because I'm coming with all of me. I'm bringing all of me, all of my ideas, all of my brilliance, all of the visions that are downloaded to me, everything that I've been visualizing. I love this quote by Zig Ziglar. He says, in order to reach a goal, you got to see the reaching in your own mind before you ever get to the goal. What are you visualizing? What are you thinking about? What are you journaling about? It should be some good things that scare you and stretch you, but grow you, and most importantly, impact other people who are watching you. I ain't holding nothing back in 2021. That's the commitment. I know I only have a few minutes left. That's how quick this time goes. I do sessions that sometimes are 4 hours, 6 hours. So when I get 30 minutes, I'm like, oh, Cheryl, get to the point, get to the point, get to the point. So let me share with you 7 things that I believe will serve you well as you all make the commitment. And let me be clear, there's a big difference between being interested in something and being committed to something. Thank you, Sandra. You're amazing. You are amazing, sister. I'm just a reflection. Literally, you cannot just be interested in elevation and growth. You cannot just be interested in manifesting your big dreams. You've got to be committed to it, which is why we pulled in that word discipline. You've got to be willing to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again until you get the result that you want. And once you get the result that you want, you move the finish line. Why? Because you're just getting started. You are just getting started. You ain't done. I don't care how young you are. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how successful you are. You have work to do. There are 7.6 billion people in the world, and you think you're done? No, you're just getting started. So let me give you these 7 steps that I've implemented even in my own life, my own journey, to go from where I was to where I wanted to be. And maybe you're saying, well, where's that, Dr. Cheryl? Where were you and where are you? See, you hear the bio, you read the bio, and I tell people all the time, the bio is like the sexy version of Dr. Cheryl, right? Like it's so juicy. It's so sexy. Oh, she's spoken for NASA and Capital One and Verizon and United Nations. Oh, she was featured on Forbes. And like, that's sexy. But can I just tell y'all something? Can I be honest? I'm not Beyonce. I didn't wake up like this. I didn't wake up like this. I'm just saying, my life didn't wake up like this. I didn't wake up yesterday and all of a sudden I'm successful and I'm traveling to all parts of the world. And no, that's a God thing. You know, that's just a God thing. I know where my blessings come from. And this has been 11 years in the making to get here. 11 years in the making to get to a place where I get to wake up every day and I'm in love with my life. How many people can say that you're in love with your life? If you want to create a life that you're in love with, you got to do things that other people won't do. They're going to look at you and think you're crazy. They're going to think you're doing too much. They're going to be some toxic people who say, why don't you just give that up and just take the easy road? No, because the easy road never leads to a life you're in love with. That's just the hard road. You got to be willing to pay your dues. You got to be willing to put skin in the game. You got to be willing to make sacrifices. You got to be willing to be disciplined if you're going to live a life that you're in love with. And this is a life I'm in love with. I don't wake up and go and punch a time clock anymore for a job that I don't like. I don't bring the worst parts of me home to my children anymore, where I take my smile to a job that I'm not in love with and bring the worst parts of me to the people that I say I love most, my husband and children. I don't do that anymore. I've created life and success on my own terms. And now, yeah, in Sexy 11, chapter 11, it's paying off. But chapters 1 through 10 wasn't cute. I gave up things. I sacrificed things. I had to eliminate distractions. I hit rock bottom financially. I gave everything I had to be able to get to a place where I can say, God, I belong here. I belong here because I've planted so many seeds, I've lost count. I've served so many people, I've lost count. And that's what you got to do. You got to be a servant leader. You got to show up and you got to do the work. You got to give to people before you ever have an expectation to get anything back. You got to be willing to serve in excellence even before you ever get paid to serve in excellence. Are you willing to pour all of you into 2021 to become the greatest version of you and who you are born to be? The 7 steps I've taken to get to this place, from a woman who grew up in poverty in an inner city housing project, who never thought I'd be anything other than another girl from the hood, who watched the worst parts of life growing up as a little girl, to the woman who sat behind a desk, a 10 by 10 cubicle for 10 years as a legal secretary, shuffling papers and answering phones and working on documents, to a woman who has now built a 7-figure business that takes me all across the world. I've spoken on the soil of South Africa, India, Paris, the United Kingdom. The list goes on, and I'm just getting started. But it's by implementing these 7 steps that I'm going to share with you now. Number 1, acknowledge and own that you are enough just as you are. Please understand that you have already come stamped as pre-approved by a higher source. And when you have already come stamped as pre-approved, you don't need any approval from anybody else. Acknowledge that there is greatness in you. Acknowledge that someone is waiting on that greatness. Acknowledge that you are needed in the world. It doesn't matter how many other people are already doing the thing that you say you want to do. We need you. Have you ever perhaps been in a conversation with someone? Maybe it's someone close to you. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's your mom, your sister, a good friend. And they might repeat something to you over and over and over again. And you just don't get it. It doesn't click. And then you go somewhere else and you hear someone say something and be like, oh my God, oh, that is just brilliant. And you act like the thing that that person said is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm aging myself. I know, y'all, I'm aging myself. Why? Why did it connect for you? Because you needed to hear it the way that person articulated it. You needed to hear it based on that person's perspective, based on that person's experience. You couldn't hear it from the person who had been telling you the exact same advice or guidance over and over and over again. But as soon as you heard it from that one person, it was like the light bulb went on. That's why you've got to show up. Because there's somebody who's not going to move until they hear it from you. There's somebody who's not going to shift. They're not going to get their healing. They're not going to experience growth. They're not going to walk into their next level, into their best future until they experience you. You are on divine assignment for as long as you have life and breath in your body. So acknowledge and own that you are enough. Stop worrying about being qualified and understand that you are called and equipped. Number 2, stop seeking external validation and approval from people who don't understand not the good idea, but the God idea that has been downloaded to you. It was given to you, not them. That's why they don't understand. So please stop seeking external validation and approval from people who will never get the vision because the vision wasn't given to them. The vision to execute, to write the book, to start the business, to put on the conference, whatever the thing is, was not given to them. It was given to you, which means you have the responsibility to execute it. Number 3, upgrade your internal dialogue. That means y'all tell yourself some good stuff about yourself. Have you ever watched a football game? Have you ever noticed, check this out, that even the losing team, when the team is losing, their cheerleaders are still cheering? Like, have you ever seen a football game where the team that was losing, the cheerleaders was like, well, we're not even going to cheer no more. We're just going to sit on down because this is some nonsense. Hey, I've never seen that. I've never experienced that. Never seen it. But I have seen a team that's behind, that's losing, and the cheerleaders are still there and they're cheering and they're giving the letters and they're still excited. What? You've got to do the same thing. You've got to be your own biggest cheerleader. Yes or yes. Give me a yes or yes if you're still with me. Don't go quiet on me because I only got 2 minutes left. Yes or yes. Yes or yes. Are you feeling me on that? That you've got to be your own biggest cheerleader. You can't put the pom-poms down. Even when what you're speaking into your life, even when you're saying affirmations and mantras and you're coming to conferences like this and you're fired up, but then you don't immediately manifest the thing that you've been speaking. Even when that happens, you can't stop cheering for you. There will be people who will come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. They will cheer in the beginning and they will not have the capacity to grow with you or continue cheering you for you. And you must continue cheering for yourself. Be your own biggest cheerleader and upgrade your internal dialogue about what you're telling yourself about what you're capable of. That's why you're talking to this Dr. Cheryl, who was able to walk away from the corporate job, who was able to walk away from $75,000 a year as a corporate girl and as a legal secretary to generating $75,000, over $75,000 a month in my own business, for my own brand, for my own identity, for the thing that is wrapped up into who I'm born to be. Upgrade your internal dialogue. Number 4, make a decision to get started and stick with it until you cross the finish line. Stop overanalyzing, overprocessing, overthinking. Get out of that space of perfection paralysis. Look, you ain't perfect, so nothing that you touch is going to be perfect. Now, what I do believe in is excellence over perfection. Excellence over perfection. But it's never going to be perfect because you're not perfect. So do it. Make the mistakes, fail quick and get up quicker. And once you cross that finish line, move the finish line. Last 3, number 5, create expiration dates on the tasks that get you closer to the big dream. Do not put an expiration date on whatever the big dream is, the big manifestation of who you want to become, but please create some intermittent tasks and goals that you can create and create timelines for and expiration dates for so that you can get closer to the goal. Number 6, face your fear head on instead of running from it. Feel the fear and do it anyway. And number 7, as you're on this journey, there's a quote that I live by that says, comparison is the thief of all joy. Do not allow yourself to rob you of your own joy because you are too busy with your eyes on everybody else other than you and what you're meant to be laser focused on. Never compare, compete, or covet what anybody else has because it ain't none of your business. The thing that is your business is showing up, walking in your unique lane of brilliance, unwrapping that gift that God has downloaded to you, unleashing it and unveiling it into the world and showing up to let people experience the greatness that is you, the masterpiece that is you. Tony Robbins says it best. A real decision is measured by the fact that you have taken a new action. And if there is no new action, you have not truly decided. So I challenge you, I urge you, I implore you to make the decision that you will continue moving forward, that you will elevate, that you will be disciplined enough so that your feet are not planted in the same place 12 months from now as they are today. Thank you so much for having me, SoCal Women's Conference. Continue to be amazing. I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Cheryl Wood. You are always on point, and I love every nugget, tool, pearls of wisdom that you gave us today. It is so needed. You motivated us. I have heard you speak several times, and I just know all of the ladies and gentlemen or the attendees on this conference call, they are ecstatic, they're overjoyed, and we need to move in 2021. We need the discipline. We need to show up and show out. We have gifts and talents that have been given to us, and we need to share. And so I thank you for coming here today. Thank you very much. You were amazing, phenomenal. I gotta say it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please excuse me. I keep saying ladies because it's Young Women's SoCal Young Women's Commission. However, I know we have several gentlemen in our workshops today, so forgive me for that. So moving forward, we now are going to move into the area of finances. Again, I want to just thank Dr. Wood for her inspirational talk. Again, all I can say is that it was phenomenal, and she did an amazing job, just as always. Our next workshop is going to be on the 7 costly mistakes that families make in their estate plans. We are going to have Portia Wood come and present to us. She is a member of multiple state bars and legal associations. She is a financial literacy and estate planning expert and educates various groups on the subject. Portia has earned her Juris Doctor degree from the University of Maryland, a dual Master of Law and Letters from Pepperdine University, and a bachelor's degree in journalism and Pan-African Studies from California State University of Northridge. Please help me welcome Portia Wood to the podium. Okay. DJ, play me another favorite song.
You know that love it changes like seasons. It's so good.
Y'all, we have an afternoon jam session happening right now. What? The DJ Severe, he rocking. What? Okay, we're going to just pivot for a moment with our, we are bringing our Pastor John H.E.R back to the floor, as well as the chair of the Young Women's Commission, Miss Bonita Bennett. She is amazing. She's also phenomenal. She does a lot of amazing work with our youth, as well as growing our women in our community. She is the CEO of Bow and Arrow. In addition to that, she is the founder of H.E.R Experience. I know her personally, and she, again, is amazing, phenomenal. She creates an experience for women to reshape how they view themselves with a focus on healing, to evolve, but not dwelling on blame, and to remember, I love this, remember who you are. Please welcome to the stage, Pastor John H.E.R and the phenomenal Bonita Bennett.
You're
muted. You're muted. Turn your mic on. Your mic.
Your mic is muted, Bo.
At the bottom.
She says she's trying. She can't get it done. Okay. I just read her lips.
So, Pastor John, can you just give us some insight on finances, and we'll work on getting Miss Bonita's mic on.
Sure. So, I think the first thing, first let me say, I'm actually, we talked about coaching earlier, and you heard Miss Cheryl talk about making sure you surround yourself with good people. The one thing that I have learned, I have a financial coach, right? That's my thing. You know, I'm still processing getting there. And so one of the things that I have learned is this: you have to figure out, and I'm gonna use this word, you have to process first, what is your risk? Like risk management is the first thing that I was coached on, is figuring out what my risk management is. My level of risk management is always the first thing, because that's kind of that's what informs the way you're supposed to do your percentages in terms of what do you do first, what do you do second, that type of a thing. So it's important that you figure out what your risk, how do you respond to risk? Because when you start talking about like putting your money out there and putting stuff out there, it's like it starts to get really interesting. If your risk is real low, you want to make sure you're conservative. But if you got a higher risk, you can put yourself in a position to do some other things. That's like the first thing,
Okay.
That's kind of that's where you always start, and that's what my coaches has been like telling me, right? There's another thing that we talk a lot about, and if this is just very practical things that get you started, right? And I'm just gonna give you what I give people. This is something that everybody knows. Like saving money is like, we talk about it all the time, and this is what people always tell me. They always say, I don't have the money I don't have enough money to save. Now the reason why I'm smiling is because I am also a person that used to say that, right, to my coaches and mentors, and the first thing they told me, you can't afford not to. So like literally what they kind of instructed me to do is to do 10% of everything that comes in and just save it, right? Tell me when I'm talking too much, because once I start talking, you already know how I get. And I see it's other people. I want to make sure I want to make sure our guests get some time. So you got to just put in and just make me stop.
No, we love it.
So like literally for me, I'm like, okay, for me, I already know that saving money, if you see it, right? If you see the money, then you have a tendency to spend the money that you save. So there is a program. I'm gonna type it in the chat so you can see that I use. That's excellent for helping you save money, and it's called Capital, but it's Capital with a Q. Now, the reason why I use Capital is, whenever I'm coaching people that's having problems saving money, is because Capital allows you to program your ATM card to every place that you go. And what happens is, when you go to those places you shouldn't go to, Chick-fil-A, yeah, when you be in the
Why you come for
I'm just saying, like when you open the line, when you open the line all the time, right? Capital now puts you in a position now where when you swipe that card, you can set the rules in Capital to where it forces you to literally, like, it pulls the money, so it penalizes you for the places you like to go to. Now let me be honest with you. I got a different kind of spirit. I got a Smitty spirit. I like the fancy restaurants. Right? So, but this is the thing. Whenever I go to Smitty's, though, I pay for it, because as soon as I swipe the card, Capital takes away money and say, this is your penalty for eating out. Now, this is the crazy part. When you look up after a couple of months' time, you be like, man, where did all this money come from? So whenever you can't see the money, you put yourself in a better position to save. So Capital is an app on your phone that you can use. You set the program, and it puts you in a position to be able to save money rapidly, right? I'm gonna pause there and let somebody else talk. Once I get started, I get to going.
I just wanted to piggyback. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
I think you can hear me. So I just wanted to piggyback on what John had said. We were having a discussion, and I was in not a bind, but a situation. And he says, I want to give something to you. He's always giving me little tidbits and free stuff. He's one of my mentors, y'all, in case you didn't know. So he told me about Capital. And so I'm like, so it's gonna take all my money? So you can set it. What he's saying is it works. I promise you it works. I use Capital, and the thing about it is that, like, who is this taking this money out of my account? Looked into Capital, it was like in 2 months over $1,000.
Oh, wow.
It's my money. But what it did, it penalized me. Like he says, oh, you want to go to Starbucks? Woo! Now he knows I go to Starbucks every day. Some of y'all do too, every day. So, going to Starbucks, I was wondering, why is it so much money in Starbucks paid me. There was money in my account, and this is the reason why I could say it was like almost $1,000 because of the goal that I set. I set a certain goal. I said, whenever I do this, take this much money out. I changed that. I was like, where is my money going? But it is a great system for women, for us who don't really like save like that. Like, we don't save intentionally. Like, but this is like a no-brainer because you don't see it. You just don't see it. And this is the thing: when your account is at a certain level, your bank account, it stops taking from your account. It just automatically stops. Saying, you know what, your account is too low for us to be messing with it. So you need to put some money in your general account so we can build capital. But ladies and gentlemen, it does work, and it costs you nothing. It does work. It does.
I see it.
Irina, you're in the banking.
Yeah.
What do you? I'm not sure what area of banking you work in, but I'm quite sure you see some dollar signs every now and then.
Right.
What is the biggest mistakes that people often make with their money?
Right. So I'm with personal and business banking within City National Bank, and we recently actually opened an office in Hollywood, which works with entertainment clients. And why am I mentioning that to you guys? Because a lot of artists, they're so good at what they're doing. When it comes to money management, they know nothing. Like, I've had a very famous musician come to me and say, someone told me to make a deposit. What is that? And I was like, oh, I thought I didn't know anything. And the reason why I'm saying this to you guys is a lot of time, especially for females, when you don't know much about finance, it's so much easier to say, I'm just going to sweep this under the rug and I'm just going to go buy myself my latte, right? Because it's uncomfortable to tell people you don't know anything about finance or you don't know how to invest, how to save. One book that has been life-changing for me is Unshakable by Tony Robbins.
Yep.
I'm a reader. I love that book. So if you just want to learn a little about finance, how everything works, read that. Another thing I can tell you, a lot of the times I saw people make mistakes is when they first go into business, people have their personal and business account combined. There is no separation of the two. And that's bad. You need to have business separate, personal separate, and you have to make sure you have a savings account. I love what Mr. H.E.R was talking about, having an account where you automatically invest. But what about an emergency? I know with the current state of events, everybody needed an emergency fund, right?
Yes.
So what I did when I was much younger was every time I would get my direct deposit, I started this, I think at 15, a certain amount of my paycheck would go directly to a savings account, just direct deposit that I did not know about. And at the time when my mom got sick or we had problems in our family, that account, I would go in and be like, I had no idea we had this much money in here. And so that ended up helping us during hard times. We need to make sure, what I would encourage all of you to do right now is, how much money do you spend every month? Just write it down. This much goes to rent, this much goes to my Starbucks, this much money goes to my utilities. What's your monthly spending habits? Add all of that up and then subtract that from the amount of money that you make. And then whatever is left underneath it, then you have to take an amount of that and save it in an account that you're not aware of. So the money goes in, and that's not a savings account to touch. Savings is not there for you to touch when you want to buy a nice bag. Savings is for you to go there when something happens, and hopefully nothing ever happens. And if you're subtracting this and you realize there's no money left, then go get a banker. And why am I telling you guys? Because there's a lot of banks, there's a lot of bankers. I will never sell you and tell you, you need to be with City National, you need to be buying this product or that. But you need to surround yourself with people who genuinely care about you. And that's one thing I love where I'm at right now is I get to work with people and I get to be honest with them, like, based on your needs and where you want to go, these are the decisions you need to make right now. Like, it's a great market right now, for example, to refinance. Are you able to refinance your house if you're a homeowner? Or you know what, like, the pandemic has a lot of business owners open their eyes and see, okay, what's my spending habits? Where have I been spending too much? Where can I maybe save my money, or do I have a line of credit? Those are things that you can discuss with your financial advisor, with your banker, whatever bank you're with, just so that you can become more educated. Because, you know, like, it's sad because bankers have a bad reputation because people think that you go to a bank and they go, do you want to open this account? Do you want to get this credit card? And it shouldn't be like that, because not everybody needs a credit card. Not everybody needs a specific type of savings account. So whoever your banker is, one, interview them first. Get to know them. Ask them questions. Yeah. There was a topic, right? Chemistry and coaching. See if this is somebody you align with. Are they honest? What does your gut tell you before your head says?
That's good.
And then second, you know, John, to hear you can talk about this. Bonita, you have a successful company. You can talk about this. Then you tell them where you are, where you want to go, and see if it's a match. If you guys can work together. As soon as you see someone trying to push or sell, then your gut will tell you, hey, this is not the right place for you. So I think,
you know, Irina, oh no, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
that's my 2 cents just from everything I've seen. Go ahead.
No, that was really good. That's good information. That's some good stuff. Good stuff. Karen, I totally agree. Karen Cox says, she says, Black people must demand good service from their bank. We deserve good relationships. You should know who your relationship manager is. If you only have an 800 number, that is not a girl. She says if you only have an 800 number for your bank, that is not a good relationship. She is absolutely right. I opened up an account for one of my businesses, and the gentleman that the representative we're working with, you know, he came and said, "This is my card. This is my personal cell phone number. Says you call that number." And I was like, "Wow, banking has changed."
Yes.
Karen, you're absolutely right. If they're not giving you a personal number so that they can know, like, and they call me, is everything okay? Is your account okay? Have you checked it yet? Can you want me to check it for you? They need to be really wanting the best for you. And that's something that I know that, you know, my brother John always, you know, encourages me to save, because sometimes we save and we go like this and go like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just need this for a minute. I'll put it back. How many of you guys say, I'll put it back?
Yep.
You say, John, chat me down. Say, oh yeah, that's me, Bo, that's me. I'll put it back. Oh, I'll put it back. What you said, and never do.
Yeah.
Well, she says, and never do. I'll put it back. Yeah, my putbacks cost me.
You know, Bo, you really are saying some good stuff, and I love what Karen Clark is over here writing, and she's actually she's endorsing Irina too. Like, that's so dope. You know, I gotta hook up with you too. Let me tell you, Bo, what I did was I wanted to practice what I was talking about earlier. And so I text one of my coaches when it comes to finance. I text Angel. I said, hey, give me 5 estate mistakes that people make all the time. And immediately, as soon as I text her, boom, she hit me back. She said, number 1, not being financially prepared. Number 2, outdated wills and trusts.
Yes.
Like, so she's specific. She said, wow. People have, she said, and this is the thing, and I can't tell you how many times this year we've dealt with, you know, people passing and then having to deal with the will and trust afterwards. She said, number 2, outdated will and trust. And people always like, well, you got to have a lot of money to have a will and trust. No, I mean, whatever you got, I think it's important to do that. Number 3, she said, making children joint owners instead of beneficiaries.
Right.
Wow.
I didn't even.
What's the difference, Pastor John? What's the difference?
To be honest with you, I think there's a way, like on the stuff that she's done for me. There's a space where it says, is this a joint? I guess I don't know the detail of that. That's why I got a coach, right? But you can speak to that. Go ahead.
Yes. So a beneficiary. So if you put me as a beneficiary for your account, then I will never know that I'm a beneficiary. The only time I'll be aware that I can get some of the funds in your account or anything like that is after the person has passed. As far as the joint owner goes, that means I have access to go into the account, to take money out and maybe put money in. So joint ownership gives the person more, what's the word I'm looking for? More access, more control. As far as a beneficiary, they have no idea. And another cool thing, as far as if we're just talking about personal and business accounts, for personal accounts specifically, and there's a website I will put in where you can go and find out, your money is insured by the bank, right? FDIC insurance. If you have $250,000 and more, then you need to add beneficiaries to your account if it's not joint, so that you can actually take advantage of more FDIC insurance. And this is really important because this is what happened where a lot of people lost their money in 2008 because their money was not in. So if you have more than $250,000, that's another good reason why you should put a beneficiary. And don't go to that person if it's your husband, wife, daughter, or sister, say, hey, I made you a beneficiary on my account. Because you just never know, you know. And your banker, that's another thing, should never tell anybody in your family who's a beneficiary on their account.
That's good information. That's awesome. I'm so glad you're in here with me. Number four, they said not planning for disability in long-term care. And then number 5, trying to do it all yourself. Trying to do it all yourself. And so that's one of my coaches, and they kind of specialize in like estate planning and stuff like that. And so I asked her really quickly, I'm like, what is it? And so I hope y'all are checking out this chat because people are putting some awesome information in there. Really good law firms in there that you can get your trust and estate done. I also do a lot with Sophie Taylor here in Pasadena.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
And he's really dope. He's right there on Walnut and I want to say close to Hill Street, but he's doing an awesome job there. With his place. There's so many different places. I think what Irina's saying, what Bo is saying, we really are just encouraging everybody to make sure you got to have in my opinion, you got to have a coach in every area of your life, right? So you got to have somebody that specializes.
John, can you name those areas? Can you give us some can you name those areas, those quick areas that we need a coach in every area of our life? Can you name those before our time is almost up? Our time is. Can you name those areas for me?
So for me, I'm a spiritual coach, emotional, right? Emotional and mental, I usually combine together, emotional and mental coach. There's physical, like I think you need a trainer that'll keep you in the gym. And then lastly, financial. Those 5 areas, I think that, actually it's 4 coaches or 4 people that you can go to that specialize in those particular things. That's just kind of, go ahead, please, Irina.
And
go ahead, Irina.
One thing I was going to add around the 5 areas where people make the most mistakes, you guys can avoid this just by having the right people by your side, having the right coaches. And a lot of times when it comes to banking services, go to your current banker and ask those questions. For example, in City National Bank, when a client has a trust, we actually review it for free. We ask them, what are your plans with your business? Are you planning on keeping it when you retire? Are you going to give it to your children? What's going to happen? You need a financial institution that understands all those things and can help you with your needs. Remember in the beginning, I said I worked with an artist who didn't even know how to make a deposit. That's okay. I love that she didn't because I love her music. And what I always tell my clients is, you go do what you're good at and I'll handle the rest when it comes to your finances. And you need those kind of people in your life so that you can go and be the amazing coach. You can go be the amazing musician, mom, whatever it may be. But then the right financial person will take care of you. And if there's anything going on, they're going to be the one calling you, whether that's during the week or on a weekend saying, hey, listen, I just noticed this transaction. What the heck? It's a little too large. You said you're not going to eat at an expensive restaurant anymore. Whatever the case may be, instead of being reactive, they'll be proactive for you. And that's one of my favorite parts in my job is I get to do that for my clients. I get to know their name, social security number, boyfriend, girlfriends, husbands, all of it. And it just becomes such a beautiful experience. So make sure you interview people. Don't be shy to ask questions.
For sure. I love it. Bo, we back at you, Bo.
We are back at me. So I'm getting everybody ready. Oh, very good. That's good information. Let me tell you guys something. John just put in one of my other mentors, Angel Cade. She is a beast. Let me tell you, she will set your business up and make you look like you are Forbes ready. She is a beast. No, not for free. We will remember we invest in ourselves. So I encourage everyone to tap into her, send her an email. That's her email address. Tap into her and tell her what your plans are, and she can. Oh my goodness! I started off like this, and it went like that. I'm like, it's phenomenal. I absolutely love her. I love her. I love her. I love her. So we're going to go. You guys look in the chat. Information, resources, information, resources. We do not want you to leave here empty-handed. We do not want to waste your time with wah, 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 wah. This is some information. This is some good stuff right here. Yeah. These are people that will help you get to the place that you need to be. Don't go into 2021. Look, Dr. Cheryl, that's my girl. Y'all like her? Dr. Cheryl said, don't go into 2021 with any regrets. Go into with expectations and go beyond, go above and beyond it. Go into it. Say, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. So have your stuff ready. Expectation, we say greater than execution. Woo! Yeah, right. That was some serious stuff. That was some serious stuff. So we're going to transition. I think Shanika's going to come back. John, Pastor John, that's my brother. Yeah, I just love him so much. He's always willing to help people grow. He is a people person. He is like, what do you need person? And he will connect you to resources that you thought that you could never get to, that you thought you could never get your hands on. Some kind of way, God said, this is the man I'm going to do things through, big things, big things. So when you need something, and like, I think I'm going to call John. If he don't have an answer, he'll get it. He'll definitely get it. And Miss Irina, you're just a beautiful person. I really enjoy just getting to know you during this whole process and this project. It is phenomenal. God has surrounded me with some great, phenomenal people, and I am blessed. Listen, ladies, get ready. We're getting ready to have some more fun with some excitement. DJ's going to come back on. Shanika, we're going to turn it back over to you. Thank you so very much for this opportunity. And they're going to stay on us for a while, so we can just move to our own music.
While we're waiting for Shanika to come up, I will tell you guys something. Look at where you are in your life now and look back. You are where you are because of the decisions you have made. And if you want to have a different future, you have to make different decisions. I think it's time for all of us to raise our standards, whether that's spiritual, financial, physical. Because if we want life to change, we first need to change. And I know we have the tools to do that. Thank you all again so much for this opportunity and privilege. Thank you, Lena Kennedy, for putting this together. We love you.
Yes. Hey, listen, we're getting ready to do bingo. So listen, Irina, stay online. We got the DJ. People, don't go nowhere. We're getting ready to play bingo, and we have a prize for you. We are getting ready to play bingo. So at this time, I believe this is the time. Yes. Bingo. Perfect. In your swag box.
I'm going to get the game.
Oh my goodness. That swag box. It has some stuff in it, did it not, ladies? It has some stuff in it. Let me move my little gear right here. Hopefully I won't knock nothing down. But yes, get your bingo card out. Ladies, get your bingo card out. Now, when you have your bingo card, I want you to type in the chat and say, I got it. Or better yet, let's practice. Say bingo. When you have your card, say bingo. Come on, ladies, don't leave us here. Don't leave us right here. We're almost to the stretch. Yes, I see it. I see you, Lakeisha. I see you, Teresa. Yes, I see you, Megan. I see you, Ardora. Hey, cousin. I see you, Rachel. Come on, who else I see you, Janet. Who else have their bingo card? My thing is freezing, so if Irina, if you can help me, I see you, Maya. Girl, you know I get your name wrong all the time.
Andrea, Maya, Megan. Let us know, ladies. We'll give you a minute to go grab your bingo cards.
Get your bingo card. Don't leave. We got 40 people on here, and I don't see everybody saying, I got it. Thank you, Maya, for understanding. Hey, Karen. Karen has her bingo card. We're ready. We're ready.
To get such a beautiful game. I mean, such a beautiful present. So make sure you're alert and you're playing.
Maria got hers. Nikki got hers. Sandra, I see you, girl. You got yours. Who else? Who else? Mariah. I hope I didn't mess that up, Mariah. Mariah has hers. Swag
Thank
bag
you,
and
Karen.
girl, was it not 5-star? Karen,
I know.
was it not 5-star? I'm like, Miss Lena was not playing. Teresa, I see you, girl. You said you're ready. Miss Lena was not playing. She said, it's going to have this, is going to have that. I'm like, The box first. Then it was the lunch that did it for me. Why they put a rose in there like we were really having? I said, what?
I know.
Beautiful. Beautiful presentation.
Teresa.
Beautiful presentation. Thank you, Miss Lena, for thinking
So-
about us. Karen Stokes said she got her bingo card. Come on, ladies, let's do a few more. We're gonna get started in 1 second. We want to make sure everybody have their bingo card. The box was perfect timing for today. Well, happy birthday, Teresa! You guys put it in the chat. Happy birthday, Teresa! Girl, God bless you.
What a
And
beautiful
many,
way
many,
to
many
celebrate
more.
your birthday.
Here are some roses for you.
Teresa, happy birthday. Come on, y'all, chatter down and say happy birthday. Give her some love. Give her some happy birthday love. Yeah, that's happy birthday love. That is awesome. So, Irina, I think my internet is kind of lagging here. So whomever says bingo first, I think you're gonna have to call that because
Got it.
I don't want to make nobody mad.
You got this. I got you.
Okay, very good. Oh, she has a big girl. You're worth it. You're worth the birthday love and more. Always remember that. You're worth it. Come on, y'all. Keep telling her happy birthday. Keep telling her happy birthday.
We can't hear
love
you,
on
Karen.
her.
She says
Me?
we're typing the bingo. Once you have all the row matching, you just let us know. Yes, in the chat. Just say I have bingo, and whoever says it first wins the beautiful prize.
That's good, Karen. When we type in bingo, you can't. Yeah, you won't be able to hear. So we're gonna go ahead and get started because we have a lot. We're just about to the end of our day. Oh my God, this did go kind of fast. This really did. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. The way this is going to work, I'm quite sure everybody is familiar with bingo. You can get 4 going across, 4 going vertical, or 4 going diagonal. Yeah, it's 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call out a name. Irina's going to call out a name, and you are to place those the name on your board. Everybody knows how to play bingo. So now I'm gonna give you guys a heads up. I am horrible with names. Pray my strength. I'm horrible with names, but I mean well. And I'm gonna say it with a smile, and it can be corrected. But I am horrible with names. I'll spell it if I can't get it. And Irina is going to help me out. So Irina, you want to go ahead and call out the first?
Sure.
Name?
Okay, so the first name is Vivian Westwood. Vivian Westwood. That's our first woman, Wonder Woman star.
She's a Wonder Woman. Call that name one more time, just in case.
Vivian Westwood. In the picture, it looks like she's got some orange, beautiful, sexy hair. You can't mess with her. Her name's Vivian Westwood. All
She
right.
said sexy hair. Ooh-wee. Okay, and the next one we have Valentina. I knew I was gonna get a name. I knew I was gonna get it. Valentina. That's her first name, y'all. Valentina Terskova. Valentina Terskova. It looks like she has an astronaut. The card is double-sided. Your card is double-sided? Oh, so you can pick any one you want. You can pick whichever side you want to play.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
say if you have any of them so far, just pick that side.
If you good like that to flip it, go for it. So mine was Valentina Tereskova.
All right. I don't have Valentina. We'll give everyone one more minute. Are we playing blackout?
No, it says 4 going across, 4 diagonal, or 4 going vertical. Go ahead, call it another name, Irene.
All right, the next name that I have, the next Wonder Woman is Serena Williams. We all know who that is. Come on. Serena Williams. Find her on your form or cardboard box. I don't know what this is.
The next one we have, we're going to keep moving. The next one we have is Aloha Wonderwell. Aloha Wonderwell. Aloha Wonderwell. Okay, we're going to move up.
All right, next one is Sally Ride. Sally Ride. She's got brown hair.
Sally Ride, Sally Ride. The next one is, anybody got bingo yet?
Nothing yet.
Okay. The next one is Laura Kinney. Laura Kinney.
Laura Kinney. Okay. Our next one is Emmeline Penghurst. Emmeline Penghurst. Penghurst. Can't pronounce that, but she's got.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Our next one is Jacinda Ardern. Jacinda Ardern. The last name is spelled A-R-D-E-R-N. Her first name is Jacinda.
Okay. Our next one is
No bingo.
Annie Leibovitz. Annie Leibovitz. She's got blonde hair with glasses. Our friend Annie here. She's a Wonder Woman for a living. Who do we have next?
We have here our next Wonder Woman. That's what we're going to start saying. Our next Wonder Woman is Nellie Bly. Nellie Bly. She looks like she's from the Little House on the Prairie, the little thing over here. Nellie Bly.
I got Frida Kahlo here. You guys, bingo! Mariah said.
Who got bingo? Who got bingo? Mariah, you have bingo? Okay, Mariah, prove it. Put all the names on here.
She's like, how am I gonna do that? I think you can attach a picture of it in the chat.
No, that's what you do. Type in the names and just go ahead and type in the names and we'll compare it to the chart. How about that, Irina? Will that work?
Yeah.
Or maybe, I know you guys are saying, dang, I almost had one more. Dang. Are you with us, Mariah? You can just put in the first name. You don't have to put in the whole name. Just the first name. Oh, she got kicked off. Okay, I tried to send a picture. Okay, just type in the first name, Maria. I'm sorry, Mariah. Just type in their first name, love. That's crazy, guys. She says, bingo. I told you had to look for it, Irina, because my system was like not having it.
Yeah.
And we're going to get ready to hear from Shanae Jackson. Shanae. She says she's have, okay, let's R, Ray, Laura, Nellie. Ray.
I said aloha, I believe. Frida, aloha.
We didn't do Rai K. We didn't do Rai K, honey. No, we didn't do her. So we have to keep going. Everybody. Keep going.
Good.
I hope you guys
No
didn't pick.
worries. I got one. Our Wonder Woman is Angelina Jolie. We all know. Angelina Jolie. Who's our next Wonder Woman?
Our next Wonder Woman is Simone Biles. Simone Biles.
All right. Next Wonder Woman is Beyonce Knowles Carter.
Why you stop like you didn't know who that was?
I did not know that's her full name. This is bad. But Beyonce, guys, you know who Beyonce?
You just know it, Lady B as Queen B, just as Queen B. The next one is, oh, we already called that one. The next one is Patti Smith. Patti Smith. Anybody got bingo yet? Patti Smith.
Beyonce. Okay, next one is Elizabeth Blackwell. Elizabeth Blackwell. All right, who do we have next?
The next one we have is Cindy Sherman. Cindy Sherman. Anybody have Cindy Sherman?
I do. All right, next one is Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday.
Yes. All right, next one. Anybody got bingo yet? Can you see Irina?
Nope, no one yet.
Anne Frank. I remember reading her book. It's a good book. Anne Frank.
Beautiful book.
Yeah. Beautiful book.
All right.
Anne Frank.
Next one is Cindy Sherman. Oh, we already got that one. Okay, I'm going to go again. Aloha Wonder. We got that one too. All right. We have Yayoi Kusama. Yayoi Kusama.
That's good. That's good, Irina. I'm glad you got that one.
That's the best I can do.
Our next one is Jane Austen.
Ooh, I love
Come
her.
on, somebody got bingo out there. Jane Austen.
Jane Austen. Anybody? I don't have Jane Austen.
Ooh, yeah. What
Sophia?
kind of cards y'all got out there?
Sophia Coppola. Jane Austen, Sophia Coppola. Who do we have next?
We have, I'm getting the, no, not yet. Gertrude Bell. Gertrude Bell.
I got her. Okay.
Gertrude Bell. Come on, we need a winner. Yes, Shanika. Come on, we need a winner. Go
Our
ahead,
next
Irina.
one is Diane Arbus. Diane Arbus. Okay, who do we have next?
Our next one is, here we go. Miuccia Prada.
Wait, did Shanika win? No.
Oh, she is so funny. Miucci Prada.
Prada.
Miucci. I hope I said her name right. Oh, we got a bingo.
Yay!
Teresa. Teresa, congratulations. Is it your birthday? Girl, look at you. Is it this the one that's her birthday, right? You're the birthday girl. Well, congratulations.
Hi, Teresa. Happy birthday.
Can you hear me?
This is our winner. Say hi, Teresa.
Okay,
Yes.
let's verify. Prada, then
ahead, call it, girl.
Jacinda Ardern, Billie Holiday, and Beyonce. I
Yes,
won.
ma'am.
Hi, Shanika.
You got it.
Hi, Shanika. All right, cool. Thank you.
Well, happy birthday to you. We have a wonderful a wonderful gift. I believe Lena, is she coming on to present the gift, or how?
I hope I can get Miss Lena Kennedy on video.
Come on, Miss Lena.
Lena.
The beautiful, the infamous,
The one and
Don't play
only.
around. The
I want
one
a
and
bingo.
only.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Teresa.
What do you get?
Yes,
I don't know.
There
They're
she
going to tell me right
is.
now.
Yay.
there
Yay.
Hi.
Can you see?
Hi.
Hi. Can you?
Hi, Miss Lena.
Okay.
We have We have a winner here. Miss Teresa, she won the women's bingo. So we're gonna let you present her gift.
So you're going to get you're getting a beautiful gift by 1 and 4 Jewelry.
Wow.
And it's a fine jewelry. And you'll have the link to go online and you'll see all of the products. But this is a bracelet, but I think she says she's going to give you earrings. And this is a specially designed bracelet for the Young Women's Commission.
Wow, really? Thank you. Beautiful.
Wow.
And it's diamonds. What is it? Diamond what? Anyway, I will outline everything to you. It's beautiful.
Tell me. What?
I was trying to get the actual
songs
that were in it, and so she's not telling me everything because I should have known it before I got on. But congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And you're going to love your gift.
Yes, I love it already.
Okay.
Thank you, Lena.
Thank you guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Lena. Thank you for coming on. Oh, that is so awesome. Congratulations again, Miss Teresa. May you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday. We appreciate you being with us. Stick around because we got more. We're about 2 hours out, y'all. We got 1 hour actually. We're about 1 hour and 30 minutes out. So please, everybody, stay with us. We're about to bring back our yes, there she is, our mistress of ceremony, who's doing a fantastic. We love you, girl. We love you. We love you, Shanika.
Thank you. And I want to say
so
thank you to Miss Benita and Miss Irina. They have gave a lot to this to our conference. That's my word today, you guys. Phenomenal. I love it. And I also want to just give a shout out to this is my partner in crime here, Miss Teresa Saracho. Happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And thank you for inviting me. I'm
so glad you were able to come.
I'm still amazed that they dropped off lunch and everything. It's like, wow, awesome.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
All right, so now we're getting ready to transition into our next amazing, phenomenal girl. And let's see here. Her name is Miss Shanae Jackson. Miss Shanae Jackson is going to present to us today a workshop that will discuss health and wellness. And I always get tongue-tied on these big words, philanthropy and community. Shanae Jackson founded a nonprofit for 100 ways to enhance the lives of disadvantaged youth who are in the foster care system, which is so dear to my heart. They are one of our highest, most vulnerable populations. In addition to that, in 1993, she was diagnosed with a rare disease called pseudotumor cerebrae, which led her to also create the organization Nene's Way, Inc., with the goal of empowering. Oh my goodness, guys, we've heard so much about empowering. The goal of empowering others to take control of their health. We heard it earlier today. We are in control of our own health. Leave out one important factor though about Miss Shanae. She is the mother of hip hop star YG. Please help me welcome Miss Shanae Jackson to the stage.
Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Shanae Jackson. First of all, I would like to thank Lena for allowing me to be on this stage today. This is an honor. It is a blessing to be standing in front of you guys, sharing my story, letting you guys hear a little bit about what I stand for, what I do in the community, what we have been doing for years. Again, Lena, thank you so much. This means so much to me to be able to stand here in front of so many people and be a part of the Women's Health Conference. My story, about 23 years ago, I was diagnosed with a disease called pseudotumor cerebri. And this disease affects the brain. It causes buildup of fluid and pressure in the brain. And it could ultimately cause blindness. When I was diagnosed, before I was diagnosed, I was having really bad headaches. And I was working at the time. My kids were little. And, you know, I was kind of struggling, trying to self-diagnose, really. Really didn't want to go to the hospital and go to the doctor. I was having really bad headaches in the back of my head. So finally, I went to the doctor. They misdiagnosed me. After going to the doctor 3 times, they said it was a sinus infection. So they were treating me for a sinus infection. So as weeks went by, my symptoms kept getting worse. I woke up one morning and I couldn't see. So at the time I was married, I asked my husband, I told him, I said, can you turn the lights on? Can you turn the lights on? And he said, the lights are on, Shanae. So he rushed me to the hospital because I could not see. They did a spinal tap. Once they did the spinal tap, that's when they knew something was wrong, extremely wrong. And with pseudotumor cerebri, back 25 years ago, they didn't know much about it. So they went and they had to get books and do a lot of research themselves to be able to tell us exactly what was going on with me. I went completely blind. I had to have a shunt placed. I had to have eye surgery. I had to have the lap band surgery, which is weight loss surgery. And they told me that ultimately that it came from water retention. And at the time I was taking birth control pills. Yes, I felt like I was like a little bit overweight, but as we all do when we're taking birth control pills or something, you know, I didn't feel like I was obese at the time, or I just felt like, okay, I'm a little bit overweight. Never thought it could cause something like this. So I had to get off of birth control pills. I had to have the weight loss surgery. They started doing everything that they possibly could to get the fluid off of my body, drain the fluid from my brain. I had different surgeries transfer me to different hospitals. Once I went through all that, and that was a very, very, over the years, I had to decide on what to do with all this. I gained some of my sight back, and I decided to fight this disease, because if I didn't, it was like I would have still probably been blind to this day. So I decided to fight. When my sight started coming back, I decided I wanted to go back to work. My family thought I was a joke, and I did. I went back to work, and I was just very careful about what I did. But going back to work and fighting a disease, it actually helped me and made me a stronger person. Once I went back to work and seeing that I could really do this and I can fight this disease, and I was learning more about it, I had to watch my weight. I had to make sure, and actually I had the lap band, so that was helping me a lot. But with the lap band surgery, it's like 50-50. It's half and you have to do your half. So I still had a lot of watching what I ate and doing a lot of things like that. So when I went back to work, I worked for someone else for a while, and then I decided to open up my own business. I started a daycare, and I ran a daycare for 15 years, and that business went well. Right after I ran the daycare, my son was signed. He kind of picked up because it was a lot on me being legally blind and running my own business and doing a lot of things. So when my son was signed, he told me, Mom, you don't have to work anymore. So that was a blessing. So when he did that, and once he started his career, I felt like I wanted to do something. Like I couldn't just sit there. I was so used to working, so used to, being a boss and doing my own thing. I'm like, I got to do something. So that prompted me to start his nonprofit. We started working with underprivileged kids, foster kids, and we started giving back to the community and doing a lot of things in the community and for the foster children. And that was a thing that when I started doing it, my son and I didn't know how much it was going to take a toll on us. Because one little thing just led to bigger things, bigger things got bigger. We started doing more and more things. More doors started opening. I started having all these meetings and got a chance to work with the City of Compton Mayor H.E.R. Brown. And that led to us doing back to school events. We did hashtag lunch bags. We did taking the kids shopping for Christmas. We was doing everything in our power and what we could do to give back to the community. I felt like with him being the person that he is, and with me always wanting to help do things and give back, we had to bless other people. So that's what I chose to do. Started his nonprofit. Even though I'm still fighting this disease, I was able to do all this while I was still fighting this disease. I decided to I like to cook. So I started a catering business. I got a food truck. I did a lot of different things that a normal person, probably this legally blind, wouldn't do. But I challenged myself. I felt like I was a superwoman. I felt like I was a boss. So I'm like, I'm going to live this out. Like this, I'm not going to let this disease take over me. So as the time went on, and the more that my son and I did for the community, the more I just wanted to do, period, for myself. I'm a workaholic. I just believe in working, helping, doing whatever I can do to help other people. And I like to feed people. Like I'm really big in that. I like to feed. So my catering business, I was driving my food truck out feeding people, and it wasn't really a job. It kind of became like I just wanted to take the food truck out and just feed people for free. That didn't last long though. That didn't last long. Then I kind of kept it hid about the disease that I was fighting. And then a couple of years ago, I was up at 3:00 in the morning and I was watching something on TV, and something about an attorney and birth control pills, and they mentioned pseudotumor cerebri. And I had never, ever heard anybody say pseudotumor cerebri. So when I heard them say that, I was just like, what? Like, I knew then that I wasn't the only one fighting this disease. It had to be somewhere, somebody else had to be fighting the disease. So that stuck with me for like 2 years plus. So during this whole COVID situation, I was able to spend a lot of time by myself, and I decided to start Nene's Way. I wanted to reach and see how many people is fighting this disease and see what I can do to help. I feel like if I've came a long way with this disease, and I've done very well. And I felt like it was time for me to see if I can help others who's fighting the same disease that I'm fighting, and maybe help them and show them that it is a light at the end of the tunnel. Just having this disease doesn't mean that you have to sit, that you have to do Braille, or you can fight this disease if you don't wait too late. Which I'm saying, that's why it's so important for us women to get our checkups, to really get to know our doctors, to, if you're on any medications, birth control pills wasn't for me at the time. I wish I would have known, but birth control pill wasn't for me. But if you have to take birth control pills, definitely do your research. Definitely talk to your doctor. If you're taking birth control pills and you're getting headaches, or if you are gaining weight, go talk to your doctor about it, because it can be something else going on. And that's with anything. I have a sister who's a breast cancer survivor, and she had to have a double vasectomy, and her cancer's in remission now, and she fought that cancer. I have a dad who's a diabetic, and he's totally blind right now, but he's doing well. So I have a lot of different family members that's fighting different things, and it's all about just seeking the right medical attention and talking to your doctors and getting your regular checkups. And thank God my sister was going to the doctor like she was supposed to, because she had early detection for her breast cancer. And that's what it's all about, early detection. Early detection. If something can be detected early, then you can come out of it. You can survive it. Since I've started Nene's Way, I've had so many people reach out to me about pseudotumor cerebri. And it's just overwhelming to know that there's so many people that's fighting this same disease, when I really thought I was fighting it by myself. I hid it. I never talked about it. I never thought I would talk about it. I just thought I was in this bubble by myself, just me and pseudotumor cerebri and some weird unknown disease that I was fighting. And it actually helped me mentally to know that other people are actually going through the same thing that I'm going through. During this whole time that we all are dealing with this COVID and the world changing, and how all these things that we're having, the new way of living now, it's been really a stress on me. And I've had to talk to my doctors more. I've had to talk to a therapist and get like some therapy, is to say, because my anxiety, trying to keep from getting COVID, trying to make sure my health is good, trying to keep my weight down, to make sure pseudotumor cerebri doesn't come back. I just recently had surgery, so I no longer have any tools in my body to help me with pseudotumor cerebri anymore. It's just me and this disease now. So this is like an ongoing fight for me. And if it's anybody out there that I can help, just go to nenesway.org and let me know if I can help you in any way. And that's with fighting anything, because it doesn't matter whether it's pseudotumor cerebri, breast cancer. I think, we're all fighting this together. We're all fighting something. It's something. So I think just having someone to talk to about something, it always helps. I never thought I would have anybody to talk to about pseudotumor cerebri. I never thought I would sit in front of people and share my story about pseudotumor cerebri. I just want to, if you go to my website, sorry. If you go to my website, and it's my grandbaby. I'm sorry. That's my grandbaby demanding my. But if you go to nenasway.org, you can see what we stand for and everything we do. I'm out there in the community, still doing what I do, underprivileged kids, still out there feeding. Haven't been able to do too much with COVID, but I'm still out there doing something. I will continue to be out there. Next year is going to be a big year for 400 Ways and for Nene's Way. And we're really going to be out there in the community fighting all of this together, helping as much as we can and doing what we can do to unite. Because right now, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, uniting as one. We've had a lot of things happen in the past 7 to 8 months. A lot of things happen, and they have not been good things. So right now it's time for all of us to unite as one, come together, and whatever we can do to help each other, I think that's what we should do. So if anybody has any questions or anything that they want to ask, I'm ready to take questions.
Hi, Shanae.
Hi.
First and foremost, I want to thank you for taking the time and sharing your story with us, because a part of becoming her is bringing in our sisters, brothers and sisters, and sharing so that we can grow together and learn from one another and not feel that we can't share. And a lot of times, and I'm just speaking from my own personal, as an African American woman, we hold on to things.
Yes.
I just want to stress that, because we are not in this by ourselves, you know. And so,
and I really thought I was in this by myself. Like, I did not talk about this, and I never thought I would talk about this. I never thought I would talk about this. Like, it's more than an honor for me to be able to share this with people, because I've learned that it is people other than me that's fighting this same disease. And I'm just like so shocked. I'm so shocked. That's what prompted me to start Nene's Way. Like, I never would have thought it was thousands of people that was going through this same fight that I'm going through. And I was so scared to talk about it. I was embarrassed about it. I was scared to talk about it. But like I said, during this COVID time, and I had a lot of time to myself, and when I saw that on TV a couple of years ago, that stuck with me. And I'm like, God put that on my heart. Like, this is the time you need to talk about it. You need to talk about it. And so it is an honor for me to be here and be able to share my story and hopefully be able to help someone. And I'm going to be out there in the community telling my story a lot, and just hoping that I can help somebody. If I can help one person, you know, and if it's not with pseudotumor cerebri, it could be with something else, you know. But just being able to share my story and being able to help in some type of way is important.
And we thank you for that. And I know you can't see the chat, but I can. But there are many women that I can see in the chat that are giving statements about their own disabilities and challenges that they're having. So this has opened the door for us to come together and to feel comfortable, right? And get vulnerable with each other and share and grow. So I know I thank you for sharing, as well as the women, the attendees at the conference, or at the conference today. So we thank you for that. In addition to, I have to comment on how, no matter what, how strong you are and how strong you were. I heard you say, you know, you went to work. You still continue to follow your dreams, your passions, your vision.
I did.
Yes.
I did. That's very important. Like, I didn't give up. I didn't give up. It was times that I wanted to give up, but I didn't give up. And I think that's the most important thing, is for us not to give up. Like, if you really believe, you have to believe in yourself.
Yes.
I'm one that believes in myself. I believe in myself, and I didn't give up. Like, I went from one thing to another thing to another thing. And I'm like, once I found out I can do this, then I'm like, if I did this, then I know I can get to this step. If I got to this step, then I know I can get to this step. And that's just how I led my life. That's just how I led my life, fighting this disease, being legally blind. And I'm still, I'm here today, still living my life 90% normal.
And I just want to share a few statements that our attendees have put in the chat. It says, Sonia DeCure said, your story of resilience is incredibly encouraging. Thank you so much, Shanae, for being her to share with us today. Ms. Benina Bennett said, don't give up. Ms. Teresa Saracho said, faith in the unknown and the unseen. And believe in yourself. Andrea said, believe in yourself and never give up. So simple, but yet so powerful.
So powerful. Yes. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And I see I have questions. The motivation of helping others. I've always been a person to help others. When I had a daycare, and I had daycare kids, I would help my daycare parents. I would always feed, do extra stuff. So I've always been a person just to want to give. If I was able to give, and I feel like if God bless me, he's blessing me so I can bless others. So it went from, I just carried my blessings. I think I carried it into my children, because when my son told me I didn't have to work anymore, when he started his career, I took his blessings and start pouring it into the community. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to start giving some blessings back. God blessed you, and we're going to give some of this back to the community. Mm-hmm. So and that's just a part of who I am. I just love to put smile on other people's faces. I love to see other people happy. Like, that's just a part of me. And I like for my grandkids to see it. I want to raise them so they can see this is what we supposed to do. We supposed to give back. Yeah. If you're able to do that, then that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. I got so many hands.
You have another question. It says, how are you feeling recovering and now in the time of a pandemic?
I'm feeling much better. It was actually a rough surgery. I was told my surgery was going to be 2 hours, and it was 6 hours. Mm-hmm. So when I found out I was in surgery for that long, of course, that was like horrifying. I learned that they had to move my organs and do some extra stuff that they didn't know that they was going to have to do. When they got in, they realized it was a lot of things going on. So that was really scary, but I had made it out the surgery. So that was a blessing. I'm a strong person. So I healed I had the surgery on Monday, even though it was considered a major surgery. Okay. I was home on Wednesday. I was up. The nurses were shocked because Monday night I was up walking in the hospital. Like, I was determined to be at hospital. And I came home and I just healed. I followed the doctor's instructions, did what I was supposed to do. And I'm here today, started back my workout on Monday, and I'm feeling good. I'm really feeling good. So being health and fitness and, watching your weight and everything's makes so much of a difference when it comes to women's health. Like, we really have to watch what we do and, you know, just stay healthy, exercise, do whatever we can do to, you know, to stay healthy. It's really important.
Okay.
Who would have known birth control pills would have caused the disease that I have? Like, I would have never. Now it's a weight thing with me. It's numbers. I have to make sure. Right now, I may not be like, oh, considered overweight. People ask me, well, you're not, Shanae, you're not big. You're not big. But it's all about your numbers, your BMI. I may not be big, but I may have to, if my numbers are not a certain level, the doctor may tell me you need to lose 10 more pounds. So other people may not look at it and say, but I know what, in order for me to stay healthy and to fight this disease, I have to be a certain weight.
Okay.
So it's very important, yes.
There's another question, Shanae, about pseudotumor cerebrate. It's rare in the Black community. Are you connected with any support groups in the community or other sufferers?
Yes, I am. I'm just starting to get connected with a lot of different support groups. I'm starting off on social media. Like I said, I've only had my nonprofit for about 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
So I'm just really starting to get connected, and I'm starting to see different stories, and people are sending me over social media. I'm starting to read different stories. And actually, to be honest, when I read the stories, I get teared up and I kind of have to go away from it for a minute. Next year, I'm probably going to do like a podcast or something.
Okay.
And I want to bring in groups of people that's dealing with this disease. But I'm still working with myself on like talking about it. It's so hard for me to talk about it. So when I read their stories, I'm not able to interact with them yet. I'm not able to do that. I just read this and I'm just like, wow. Then I have to kind of come away from it and like regroup. And I'm trying to think of a way that I can, when I do interact, it's going to be a good interaction. I want to really be able to help. So whether it's a podcast, I just got to figure out how I'm going to do it. But I am connected, but I'm not connected as I want to be yet.
Well, I can, based on your actions already, you're already connected, in my opinion. So, and so we want to.
I'm trying to be on that pseudotumor cerebri part. I'm trying to get more connected because I know it's people now. I know it's people that's watching me and hearing me. So this is gonna just push me more to really get more connected. But I want them to understand it's so hard for me because I really went through a lot. Like, it's a blessing for me to be sitting here talking in front of you guys because it was times that I did not think I was going to survive this disease. Okay. Like, I really went through a whole lot, like a lot. So when I read other people's stories, like, I have so many questions because I know what I had to go through, and the doctors, really having good doctors is God. When you have doctors that really care, that is like a blessing. And God was really on my side. I had doctors to care about me. I had a team of doctors. I have still to this day. I have the same doctors till this day that I had 20 years ago. I have the same doctor. So having good doctors and getting to know